recording.
Hello, I'm Dean Kelley with the Georgia Transparency Coalition. Today we're visiting with Mr. Blakemore and Robert Blakemore in his home right after the holidays, December 26th. And we're talking about the Walker County Board of Commissioners. As most of you know, Walker County is transitioning from a sole commissioner to a board of commissioners that will take effect in 2021. And there will be a general election in November and the primaries in May that will select the candidates that will be running for the Board of Commissioners, elect those candidates at the general election in November. Mr. Blakemore is running for District 1, which is the Rossville District out of 4 districts. So we're visiting with him today to give you a better idea of who he is and what kind of candidate he's going to be to help you make a better decision when it comes election time. So Robert, thank you so much for letting us come to your home.
Thank y'all for coming down.
Yeah, and we appreciate you running. I know what it takes to run, and it's not an easy task to do.
No.
So I respect anybody that has made that decision to run. So if you would, just tell us a little bit about your family and your background and that sort of thing.
Well, I'm Robert Blakemore. I'm 30 years old. I was born and raised on the north end of Walker County. I've been in District 1 all my life. I've been at this residence for 8 to 10 years. Me and my wife have 5 children together.
You just got a newborn.
Just had a newborn. He's 6 weeks old. Mm-hmm. So I have a lot of roots in the north end of Walker County. I've been here 30 years, and we have 5 children here and building our family here, and we don't plan to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm. What type of work do you do?
I'm in construction. I drive a truck, run equipment, and I worked for Walker County Road Department for 7 years. I worked for my dad all through school, and a couple years out of school, and then I worked for Walker County Road Department for 6.5, 7 years. I ran every crew they had. I ran the great old crew. I ran the bucket truck and cut trees. I ran mowing crews. So I've done a little bit of everything at the road department. I know how to make everything work.
Yeah, your family has deep roots here in Walker County, right?
Yes, sir. My dad's been here all his life, and he's got a family business. He started, him and my mother, and they've been running it 40 years. So.
Oh, wow. That's a long time. I'd say those are pretty deep roots right here in Walker County. So what motivated you to want to run for District 1?
When I switched to the Board of Commissioners, I talked to my wife and had kicked around running, and I kind of just let it die, and then I had a couple people approach me about running. So once they approached me, I started talking to other people and obviously prayed about it, as that's the main thing. And everything just kept pointing for me to run, and so here we are today.
What are the major issues that are your main concerns in Walker County?
Number one would be infrastructure. We pay our fair share in taxes, and the roadways are the main necessity to the infrastructure, and we're getting less and less for our tax dollar. We went from 4 mowing rounds to 2, and that's a big safety hazard because deer jump out in front of you in 6-foot high grass and you never see them, or you pull up to an intersection in a road, and if you're in a little car and there's a little car coming, you can't see it over the grass. So it's a big problem when you start letting your right-of-ways go. So one of my main things would be work on the road department, give them the proper funding to make things work like it should.
Okay.
And my next one would probably be the tax district. We pay enough in taxes. We have enough tax now. We don't need to be adding a new tax district for a select few ones, because once you add them, they hardly ever go away. And you got to think about the elderly people that are on fixed income, and they can't afford any more tax. So we need to take the tax we already have and reevaluate it and get the best out of the dollar.
Let's talk about that for a minute, because that's been a big issue up here at the north end of the county, specifically around the Wilson Road area, for the funding for lights. And I think everybody agrees that is something that's probably needed for the community. The arguments become over, or the debate really, or the discussion is how it needs to be funded. And as you mentioned, I think our current snow commissioner, Shannon Whitfield, suggested the special tax district, which is something they did on Lookout Mountain around where the Blakemore project is, with the golf course. And there has been some up here that's advocated the special tax district, but that's something that you oppose, correct?
Yes, I do oppose it. I think, there's grants and things out there, and I think we need to pursue those grants. I don't think we need to be adding new taxes, because my thing is, once you add a tax on for a light, somebody may want a playground, and then the next steps, they're gonna be wanting to add a tax for a playground, or add a tax for something else. It's just never ending.
Of course, we have SPLOST funding and we have T-SPLOST funding. And of course, which I don't know the answer to this question, if you do or not either, is how much of those SPLOST and T-SPLOST funds have been spent on this end of the county?
I hadn't checked into that, but I did check in. The T-SPLOST will pay for street lighting.
Yes, it will.
I did check into that.
So that's something you would rather see happen, is the T-SPLOST or SPLOST funds be used for the street lighting rather than creating a new special tax.
Rather than a new tax, absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. Also, as a District 1 representative, it will encompass Rossville and Lakeview area, not Lakeview, Fairview area, as well as the areas surrounding Rossville. So you'll be representing people within the city limits of Rossville as well as the outside of Rossville. So you're going to have to be able to cooperate with Teddy Harris, the mayor of Rossville, on similar projects. What steps would you take to be able to cooperate and work with Teddy on what would be a priority up here?
I really have no issue with Teddy. Me and Teddy have sat down and talked, and we're on talking terms, and I'm friends with several city councils, so I don't see no problem with me working with City of Rossville.
Okay. Also, some of the criticism that I've received on the Board of Commissioners is that Walker County is a very large county. It takes about an hour to drive from one end of it to the other. And some of the criticism that I have received is that the board members will not cooperate. Everybody be looking out for their own self-interest in their community, and it's going to be divisive. What steps would you take, or what would be your attitude as District 1 representative as far as working with the other commissioners and the chairman?
This is not solely about District 1, and that's something we all got to look at. This is for the better of the whole county. What I do in Rossville, say if a business come to me wanting to come to Rossville and I couldn't meet the criteria, but Chickamauga could, then I need to work with Chickamauga, and we need to get that business, because it's going to benefit District 1 just as much in Chickamauga as it would in Rossville.
Yeah.
We're still going to get the SPLOST tax and the sales tax.
And of course, we know that there's a limited amount of money that we can spend. And of course, each commissioner is going to look out primarily for the interests of their districts, as they should. But of course, at the same time, like you said, we have to look out for the county as a whole.
As a whole.
So you're going to have the ability to be pragmatic and the ability to be able to compromise. You don't see any issues in that area as far as you being able to work with other commissioners or anything like that?
No, I'm probably one of the laziest people in the city, so I don't see any problem whatsoever.
Okay. So your elected office, what are the initial priorities, and what are the things you'd like to see accomplished up here on this end, or the county as a whole?
I just think we need to step back, and I will always do my best. We need to step back on the regulations to business and be more friendly for business. That's what's going to bring more business to us. We need to advocate for smaller business, and we need to step out of the way as government and let the business come and be more friendly.
Okay. Let me talk to you a minute too about some of the blighted homes up here and things like that, and regulations that and ordinances that have been passed, or that Shannon has signed into law. Do you see that the county needs to have one consistent ordinance for the entire county, or because of the diversity that we have in our county between rural and some the city areas in the county, that maybe there should be a variety of ordinances based on where you live in the county?
The cities should have their own ordinances. The rural county is rural county for a reason. I feel like we're trying to make it a HOA neighborhood. A business, I mean not a business, say a taxpayer buys a piece of property, well, he paid for that piece of property, and we're charging him the maximum property tax. And then we wanna tell him everything he can and can't do with it. I understand if you have a pile of trash in your front yard, we need it cleaned up. But if we have to come onto your property and inspect it, go behind your house, we can't see it from the road, that's kind of an issue. There, there's property owner rights. And, I mean, if your neighbor has a problem with it, yeah, we need to kind of compromise. But I don't feel like we should just be inspecting people's property. I advocate smaller government and less taxes. And the more codes people we add and the more we get in people's property, we're adding a larger government. And somebody's gonna have to pay for that, and that's the taxpayers.
Exactly.
And we need to maintain our right of ways before we worry so much about people's property.
Got you. Before we close this interview, what would you like for the community out there, the people in the county, and specifically right here in District 1, what would you like them to know about you and you running for office?
I'm just outgoing and I'm really easy to get along with, and I can work with anybody, and I'm gonna hold a monthly meeting if elected. I've already got the location. It's a good location right here in Rossville.
Where's that gonna be?
It will be at the Rossville Athletic Complex. I reached out to Carthel Rogers, and he gave me permission to use it for my kickoff, and we liked it there. And I told him I'd like to hold a monthly meeting just for my district to take their concerns to the commission board, and he said that would be totally fine. So I will have a monthly meeting, and I'll be a voice for the whole district, not just parts of it. And I would appreciate your vote and your support May 19th, 2020.
There you have it, Robert Blakemore. Hopefully that helps you get to know him a little bit better, and you'll be hearing more from here before the election in May. Thank you very much.